Good afternoon and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you so much. All of the old subscribers, all of the new subscribers, all of the future subscribers. I thank you guys so much. All of the people that have been joining the book club, okay? I really appreciate you guys so much. And at this point, um, it's I've been everybody has been joining. um um People have been able to get in on every level. At some point that's going to change. I want people to get acclimated, okay, um with it, to see what we're doing. And I was doing some stuff today when I was sitting out doing some things today when I was out working. So I really have some big plans for that book club. I am so excited about that book club. Y'all just don't know. And I know people go, that's just as nerdy as it can be, but that's just my personality. To read some good books and to drink some wine and to discuss the book and have some girly conversations, and to be able to organize some stuff, even though I know that everybody is in different states. Like God was just giving me a just um, I just had like ideas going through my mind like rivers of flowing water today. So when that happens, and I had my notepad. Anytime I'm out on cases, I have my notepad anyways, and I was just writing them down. I cannot wait to share it with my members, that's in the book club. Okay. All right, you guys, I wanted to talk about, okay, but please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you can definitely support the channel via Cash App. I just think God is making us a movement some kind of way. I don't know how He's doing it. I just know that He's doing it. I have a spirit of expectancy. And when I have that spirit of expectancy, and then when I just step out and do something, when God gives me an idea and it's not fully put together, He starts to give me the ideas as I go. That's when I know that it is a God thing, especially when other people catch on to it and go, I'll be interested in that. Anything that I've ever done that was successful, I just kind of stepped out on faith when God gave me the idea, and not really even knowing a whole lot about it. And God just took the wheel and drove it. And it's just awesome. Okay. And everybody attached to it is going to be blessed. Okay. But I wanted to talk about is Yo Gotti living his best life because he feels that everyone will go down for him. Now, I was looking at Yo Gotti's Instagram, child, and they over there in Greece. Okay. And he and Angela has been traveling the world, and I've been saying now for a couple weeks that I feel like since he went on this world tour, when he was showing that, talking about he's getting ready to travel all the way around the world, I said, well, God, he knows something. Okay. um I've heard that Yo Gotti had been brought in for questioning several times, and especially when Young Dolph was assassinated. um and I always say that people are talking. They've been talking from day one, which is one of the reasons why he had been brought in, and it has been more than one time from my understanding. I know that his I'm hearing that his brother has been going in more frequently now. We know that Black Youngster at one time had been going in frequently and probably still is. And I think that is what happens when they want them to know that we have caught a hold of you and we know something, okay? And we're going to do what is necessary for justice, right? Um, but as I was trying to explain to some of my subscribers, the word on the street in Memphis has always been that, you know, um, and God has said it himself that the feds had always tried to get him, right? He's even made songs about it, and they were never able to do that. And the reason that they were never able to do it was because the reason that they were never able to do it was because he's always had someone to uh, take that take that fall for him, right? He's always had someone to take the fall for him. Um, he's always been able to pay people to go and do his time allegedly. We'll just say allegedly to be safe, because but we know what it is. And he's always been able to pay off parents with allegedly he did something to their children. Okay, because I'm reminded of an incident where um, allegedly a teenager was involved and they was getting ready to do something to that teenager, and allegedly in that situation some people saw them put that teenager with that teenager and called the police, and they got pulled over before anything could happen. And word on the street is that they was able to pay that teenager's mother off. And so, nothing even happened with that. So it seems like now that's the word on the street, okay? That they put that young boy in the trunk because he supposedly had robbed his house or something like that. I don't know, but that's just the word on the street, right? So I'll say allegedly, but you think of, and his mother was able to be paid off because he was, and when people don't understand, when people don't cooperate, which is why they've been so after the witnesses, they it's not a whole lot they could do, which is why I'm glad they got a hold of these bloggers and they're gonna go to jail for trying to tamper with witnesses. But is he living his best life because he feels that everyone will go down for him? I know a lot of people have mixed emotions about whether he was involved or not. I would have to say 85% of people feel like he was. Maybe 15% of people are in denial or actually feel like he don't. But I think for the most part, folks feel like it started with you hear people say it started with the man right up under him, whoever that would be. And they were the ones that kind of orchestrated it, and they kind of fixed it where he could never be touched, allegedly. Okay. But, people kind of get extremely, what's the word that I'm looking for? They get extremely, antsy, you know, um, about if there's going to be justice in totality. And, it all goes back to what Paul Hagerman was saying. He was like, now at this point, he said, we pulled out our chessboard and we're putting our pieces in place. And this is truly the part when you start getting the people who actually is responsible for it. Because if nobody had paid, Young Dolph would still be alive, right? Somebody orchestrated the hit on his life. Those are the people that are truly responsible for his death. The ones that did it is responsible, but Cornelius was motivated by money, and so was Straight Drop, and so was everybody else that was involved. And as I always say, I think it's a shame that these black men have, and I'm talking about all of them, everybody that was involved. I was told uh a while back that it's at that point back in January or December, it was like 22 names on that indictment, like 22. But I'm told about 10 to 15, about at least 15 people is gonna go down for this Young Dolph situation. And it just is sad. Now I was told that from an insider. Okay. So when they start getting mad at me, what she know you kiss, you better y'all better go on and play with somebody else. Okay. Um, because whatever it is for that person to be able to tell me, if they work within the inside, that means that these folks already know who is involved and is working their case. The feds didn't come in from near and far and infiltrate the Memphis scene for nothing, right? They came in because they knew who their target was. They came in because of what the witnesses told them, and they came in to go underground to try and validate what the witnesses told them. And I believe they've done a darn good job of doing that, because the people that was involved has made sure that they has helped them. Hell, the people that was involved has helped them way more than the witnesses have. They were the ones that got on the internet and was flexing their muscles and laughing in the face of trying to exert fear. And I said this a long time ago. I said, and I said this because somebody had said something to me from the inside. When Black Young stood last year, when he was trying to exert fear in the atmosphere and things of that nature, I said he don't know who he playing with, because he making himself a real big target, especially if he was involved. He just didn't realize who he was playing with when he was doing that, trying to exert fear, especially when you got law enforcement officers out there, um, from all different agencies that's saying we're going to show them who running it, and it ain't them exerting fear, trying to exert fear in the streets, and the money that they got, we're going to drain it. Okay. And we'll see if Art Horn will be willing to, if he have to represent some people, if he be willing to do it when their money run out. They better ask Thugger. They said Thugger money running real low. That's what the government does. They drain the swamp. Okay. And then with all these other people that was involved, I mean, shit, when you have to pay for your own legal fees, how you going to pay for about 15, 20 more people's fees? You see what I'm talking about? Like, I don't know. And you get to thinking about when they had those names on those indictments, those people's names on those indictments. Hell, some of them probably, a lot of them have more than likely already talked. That's why they've disappeared off of the scene. Right? I'm sure quite a few of them have already, turned over a new leaf. I would say that, but it's Yo Gotti living his best life because he feels that everyone will go down for him. I think he does. When people say he protected like the president, it's very bothersome when I see Black men, and nice looking Black men, that could easily be somebody's good husband. We know for sure that the majority of them are somebody's father, or they could be somebody's bad husband or some other. But they have invested all of their energy into another man, and they leave their kids out here without a father for another man. Because he plan on being out with his kids. He plan on somebody else that want to just be up under him because of his money going away from their family and their children for the rest of their lives. That's too much for anybody to ask for. Somebody that truly care about you wouldn't even want you to do it. Right? I just think that it's sad how so many men choose other men over their women and children and leave their children out here without a father, just so another man who actually would be the reason for all of the chaotic stuff can be out with his child. He protected like the president. We's loyal to him. They don't even be loyal to their own damn mamas like that. They don't have see their kids, but they be running all up and behind somebody like Gotti. Okay. But when you start talking about 60 years and you start talking about 100 years and you start talking about the death penalty, it's one thing when you have a sentence like Keon. And to me, I can't understand that, because Keon might have children and everything. 15 years, a long damn time. A year or 2 years, a long time to be away from your family for somebody else, right? But when you start talking about 50 and 60 years and things of that nature, yeah, it's different when you got an expiration date. What they get ready to start doing is hitting some of them with the death penalty. I told y'all this last year. You mark my word. And these little dudes have teasing them. They done got all up started again. They call themselves going getting these little dudes in North Memphis and getting them active. The feds is on top of their heads. I told them the Migos wasn't good for them. I told them. And I wish Lil Migos would sit his little behind down. Lil Migos is a young man. He needs to have a seat. If he ain't involved in this, he needs to have a seat, because it ain't looking good for him. Okay. I wish he would have a seat. Lil Migos is a young man. If he don't have any enemies, he don't need to be trying to create them. But I was looking at Little Migos, and Little Migos look like he has a real bad spirit on him, like a demonic force has taken over him, like that devil is looking for some type of chaos. He's wanting, like, that demon. He don't even realize, like, people can see that demon on him where he's trying to put a battery in somebody's back, to go and do something to somebody. Like he want to get back, but he want to put the battery in somebody else's back to do it. Like he's very bloodthirsty or something like that. I hope what I'm reading is wrong, but I normally am not. Okay, but if he's bloodthirsty, he's not. He couldn't make it in jail. Okay, because I hear the feds, they really them infiltrated North Memphis. Okay. So if them little dudes, they know what's good for them. They just need to go ahead and do their rap career and stay away from all that other stuff. And definitely don't let Gotti or Juke them dangle no money in their face to try and go do no hits, because they're not going to get away with it. Life is a long time for anybody, especially if you got a talent. You know what I mean? I kind of, think about, J Money. What's his name? J Money, that was um signed to Black Youngster. I was looking at his interview, and he was saying that, he was on Wicked, him and Little Taco, and they was talking about how he said, I'm 30. I want to get away from that street stuff, because it's one thing when you're beefing and you're rapping about it on mic and you got bars, and that has been happening since the beginning of time. There's nothing wrong with dissing somebody on mic. Hey, that's how people make their money oftentimes, right? But when you start talking about um going to kill folks, I'm signing you so you can be a hitman and things of that nature. I'm happy, even if that little dude has done dirt, he has sense enough to know that he wanted to get away from that. He getting into the rap to get away from that bullshit, not for somebody to put a battery in his back and send him out to be killed, or his family out for retaliatory situations, right? Okay, this seems like the energy that has been around a whole lot of people, that is around God. They sent out the little dudes because they already crashing out and they ain't shit. We give them $1. That's more than what they had, and they'll go do anything, just like Straight Drop did, right? But God says, Gotti, when I get them back for what they did, you gonna see me get them back. Now, let me just put my input in it. And this, I'll say allegedly, because this is my belief. I believe it started with Gotti and it's gonna end with him. God ain't gonna consistently let him get by with his dirt. Okay. And so when people start to act like they're unbothered, oftentimes that's when you know that they are bothered, right? That's when you know that they are bothered. He want to act like he's living his best life with Angela Simmons and things of that nature. But hey, it could have been this good anyways. And he could have rolled off in the sunset with Angela. But how many people know God ain't gonna let it happen, because that's not the laws of the earth, because the laws of the earth says you got to reap what you sow. And so he wants to flaunt his woman and his love, something that Mia J and Dolph used to do, while he take or orchestrate allegedly this scheme to take a young man, another young Black man that grew up in the same city that he grew up in. They could have been a powerhouse away from his family and his children. And God says it just can't work out like that. It can't work out like that. And so your hitman can't stop the wrath of God. As a matter of fact, God will give them a heart attack and they all will croak out of that plane or fall or something, if they think they're going to hurt any more God's kids at the order from you. Okay. And then God will give you an infirmity so bad you'll wish you was in jail for life. Because he says, when I get them back for what they did, you're going to see me get them back. And so it's time for a lot of these Black men to stop dick riding and sit their asses down. Hell, they don't be all up on women like that. They talk about women like a dog. I don't want to be all up on no woman like that, but you all around Gotti. I'll take a bullet for him. You won't even do that for your damn kids. Hell, you can't even halfway get your baby mama have to beg you to buy your damn child a Boret. Boret ain't but $1.99 in the supply store. Okay. All right. But when you start looking at, I know a lot of people say Juke has always taken his time, and that's the rumor around Memphis. His brother, he knows that his brother has always went and laid down for him. He's always just went and stretched out for him in jail to protect his brother. But as I said, it's different. Okay. When when you're talking about life and when you're talking about the death penalty. And I think the feds and stuff are out there so deep to make sure. That's how I know some of these vloggers going down. This ain't nothing I'm saying. This is something I was told. Okay. The feds are out there so deep because they plan on getting the top person who did this, and they planning to make sure they take down anybody that thinks they're going to exert fear into anybody that's going to try and intimidate a witness. Haven't they been protecting those witnesses? I think so. Okay. I think so. Okay. Nobody can tell me they haven't, because I know that they have. Okay. But anyways, you guys, I just wanted to get on here and talk about that, and I'll say everything, allegedly. Okay. Everything is allegedly, because people be getting real sensitive. You can't hardly say nothing no more, folks, without these men getting sensitive. I don't like men that are Tinkerbells. That's a woman. We got to put a hit on her. She had said my head is big. I don't know men think about get mad at no women like that. A bunch of sissies do that. Okay. A bunch of sissies. Okay. So, anyways, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. I'm tired. I just got home. Child, I had to go in the trenches today. Y'all better know my neck was on swivel. I'm gonna have to see. I didn't check the location before I took that case. When I say it's in the trenches, it's in the trenches, and I got to be over there 4 more days. Okay, but I sure hated if somebody walk up to that vehicle with some mess, because we ain't gonna play with them. Okay, but they probably ain't gonna do it. I know the hood pretty good, so they ain't gonna do that. But anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you can definitely support the channel via Cash App. But you guys, let's just wait and see. We'll see. One thing for sure is it's all coming out. They know what has happened. And more people is going to give more clarification on what they already know. Okay. Young Dolph's case was basically solved the night of November the 17th, 2021. So they may as well have not even killed him. It was basically solved that night. And they should be ashamed of themselves for taking that young man out. I don't know what they thought they was going to get. They think it's more fame or whatever. God, you could enjoy it for a minute. But then God steps in and say, now I'm God. I got to prove to my people that I am. Okay. Because when Young Dolph's fiance and his children and his mother and his dad and his sisters and stuff are truly praying, going into the spiritual realm, God will let people like Gotti ascend. Okay. And other people that was around him that did this. And then he hears those prayers and he says, I can do anything but lie. I can't go back on my word. So if he says that vengeance is mine, he's got to show Gotti and the rest of them that was involved, vengeance is mine. Okay. All right. That's what he got to do. Okay. And that's what's going to happen. All right. But anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. And everybody that claimed that they're living their best life, it ain't. He's never been this visual like on the internet before, right? He's never tried to show that he was happy and wasn't bothered and living his best life and shopping like Young Dolph used to do and all of that. He's doing that at Young Dolph's artist because he wants to he's consistently putting those demonic forces into the atmosphere with these young dudes that you can put a hit on somebody and kill somebody and get away with it. That's just an illusion because you can't. Okay? You can't. But the more he posts, the more I know that he know them folks coming. Okay. And as I was listening to somebody say one day, the worst thing you could ever try to do is play in the face of the feds. That's something Blac Youngsta did, and it's got him in a whole heap of trouble. Okay. And they can't do nothing to you if you weren't involved. But if you were, oh my. Okay. But anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App. Okay. I'll talk with you guys later.